that have 1 5-star. This is also just the one job. The other thing that we've done is we put our logo that we have created in photos and we keep the font and everything that we do, just so it looks like one branded thing. Get something that's font. Questions on any of the stuff that we have before? When they come in, this is the PowerPoint that we go through. If you want an unbranded version of this where you put your own logo and stuff in it, I'll tell you to send that to you as well. So you're sitting down and I'll kind of talk through my script and then also talk to you guys. So Mr. Inspire, thank you so much for coming today. The focus of this meeting today is really education. Okay, so please feel free to ask questions at any time, interrupt me. Sometimes I talk to them. We've broken down the home buying process into 5 phases. I'm going to talk through each of those today. The 5 phases are pre-approval, actually going out and searching for a home, offer, making an offer, negotiating the terms of that offer. There's a couple of things that happen, whether or not that offer is accepted or declined, so we'll talk to those, and then what happens next. Are there any other questions that you have that you want to make sure that we address? All right, so have you already started the pre-approval process? If they say yes, then ask for their work. There's a few lenders. Obviously, we cannot steer people to have to use pre-approval. There are some well work that aren't always the best. So if they have a big, huge national bank, I also recommend people out of our list that are more local and choose to also get pre-approved for them. We run across the seller as some sort of business for a bank that we have in their back pocket, and I encourage them to play them off each other. Let them know that you're talking about what kind of that they're likely very similar, but some person let them know. So most people don't have freedom cash to be purchasing with loans. So most people are getting pre-approved. And there are a few different types of loans that are typically used today. In this area is fairly common. We don't run into it that frequently, but don't have it on this list. So it might make sense.
If you're in a small town or outside of Rochester.
Sure.
Yes,
So it might make sense for you then if you get the unbranded version to add up your notes on that. We don't have it because maybe one in here we're running across. The 2 most common types of loans that people use are conventional. The highlights on the differences. I know enough to be dangerous, so your lenders the experts that we get detailed questions about lending. The conventional mortgage, the nice thing about that is if you put 20% down, you're not going to return. And if you put less than 20% down, all of that money returns. It is a little bit more stringent with credit history and density ratios. So sometimes product doesn't work for everyone, and we're looking at it. Nothing wrong with it. We use it for our first purchase. It does require 3.5% down. The difference with the conventional loan is that stays on the loan. So talk to your lender about what makes sense to you, but these are the 2 that yeah. Oh, yeah. There are some of the lenders that don't have. We do have that. We also work with a lot of veterans, so if you don't, it may or may not to find one. So the nice thing about I'll ask them get past these slides if they are. The nice thing about the VA loan is that it's pro down. So you don't have money. So you can still put money down. They're all very great. This is the best option. The next couple of slides talk about, or the next slide talks about the amount of time that you had to serve in order to qualify for the VA loan and how you go about getting eligibility. you're not familiar with that, you're going to contact your lender at the VA. Most of the time, if they qualify them for this, they know, and they are like, run with it. This is not a question here. Quick note about structuring the loan. So not everyone realizes that it's you're obviously paying back your mortgage, but there's other fees that are being collected. So if you have private mortgage insurance, that's part of the monthly payment, as well as property tax. That's typically set up in called an escrow account. So here we talk about that. Essentially, what it does is your payment goes into the account, and property tax to the bank. Now, depending on your loan and the amount of money you put down the equity of the property, if you would prefer to make those own, typically there is an option that one if you prefer equity property. However, most of them escrow. Continue. There are miscellaneous fees under federal rules in mortgage. That's not unusual if you see that. And then obviously you can get principal and interest with it being heavier at the beginning and as you know, heavier and most loan programs do allow you to make principal additional payments to try and pay the loan out quickly. We pay $20 more for the principal and $7. So even a little bit, they can but it's not actually about what option. So it looks like, Kelly, that you're renting right now. So a couple of additional expenses to keep in mind. And then we bring this up because oftentimes if you go to their numbers, they want money. They may or may not think about these additional expenses that you're going to pay when you're not in a rental anymore if your landlord's covering it. So we just have a list here of things that you may want to consider as you what financial. It's very important. And you're never going to hear me talk about the price. I will tell you if there's multiple offers that we may have to be competitive. So, but ultimately, we're going to decide where you're. So, just a quick list there. Two other things I just want to call out: furniture or personal property. If you walk into a property, you absolutely fall in love with personal property. You're usually not ready now. Most of the time, lenders don't want to finance personal property, and I don't want them to the couch $1,000 really. Okay, so if there's personal property that you'd like to get from the seller, we will negotiate that out. And then appliances typically all stay with the property. One exception to that sometimes is the buyer, but we will write the purchase to include all things that come. This seems like well, duh. Yeah, but then at the time, they don't. Appliances don't. So,
I'm listening for Gail and we're going to watch it. She's like, oh no, I told my daughter, and she's like, yeah, why? And then she's like, and then I told her, I said, that's normally, you know, in all appliances. She's like, well, what about the refrigerator? And I'm like, yeah, that's safe. She's like, we've never, well, she's from Washington.
oh, there's
Yeah, we've never, like, you take your refrigerator, and when you move in, there's no refrigerator.
I was like, the seller was from California. All the appliances. That's always one of the first questions I ask. Like, I've had that should happen where I'm like, are all appliances fitting?
Yeah, right. And it's fine if you're going to take a wash but I think you call that out.
Yeah,
right. So, yeah. So, quick note about that. And then every once in a while, we run across the property where maybe somebody's downsizing or moving south, whatever. So there might be some outdoor stuff like lawnmower or if those things are available, I will let you know. And I will not forward. I won't be involved with that. But this is where you get to tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for as far as the home keeper. This is when I take my contact sheet and put it over. And they tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for. Okay. So we're looking location, city they're using. It's a specific to a school district. They give me a city, and I know that the market is right there. I'm going to make a note of that, and I'll talk about it. We're looking for townhome, single family condo, style, bedroom, bathroom. The big thing here is when they say something at all, we want a big yard. Okay. First couple of years I was in real estate, I would just write down big yard. Like, okay, yeah, they want a big yard. Well, what does big mean to them? Right? So that's the follow-up question. What does that look like? Because to them, a quarter acre might be better. Or it might be 5 acres, and I think I'm looking for a quarter. So I'm going to send them a property that does not fit what they're looking for. We want an updated kitchen. Okay, what does that look like? Maybe it's just that the cabinets are like. Maybe it's that it has completely been remodeled. Okay, that's also going to determine our discussion after they come on theory about price. Has to have a fence. Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, it does not have a fence, but everything else is checked off. Don't want. Well, I guess we. Okay, so a fence is a want, not a must-have. Is that right? Yeah. Because they're going to tell you their dream house, and they're going to say it vaguely. And you're going to spend time showing them the home that they ultimately would have just taken up. Right? So those follow-up questions, they need to confirm what they're saying they want, are important. They need to spend time and trusting your judgment about what. So, questions about this? What I asked you, or. So once you find a property that you like, there's a few questions we're going to ask. Okay, so we're going to make sure the title is clear. There's any things against the property, meaning did the debt get added if the contractor never get paid? Now they put a mechanics lien against the property. We want to know about that so that we can make sure that it gets paid off and that you are aware of that. Where are the actual boundaries? Is the shed in the back actually on the property? Or is that the neighbor's shed? Or is your shed on the part? So check all of those things. I had a client move into the property once, they had it surveyed, they put a fence up the day after they moved in, and a couple of hours later, the neighbor's sprinklers popped up inside their fence about 2 feet in, and so the neighbor put in a sprinkler system that never had it surveyed, so all whole line 6 heads had to be moved in the other direction. So I tell that story because it's funny, but also because, like, I don't want my clients to do it, right? Are there any assessments or on the property? Who's responsible for them and what are the amounts? Okay, nothing that you need to worry about as a buyer, but there are those properties. Most of the time, whoever's getting it, whatever the order is going to be. So, but that can vary. And then if there's associations or bylaws, we're going to make sure you get a copy of those both regularly. Review them and declare. If I know they're not looking at condos and if they're looking at condos, then I'm going to ask them follow-up. Are you thinking that you want to rent ever? No, I'm like this is wall. So, yeah, okay, great. We're going to make sure when we review what the rental restriction may or may not be, and that you're comfortable. That being said, you need to be going to the association meetings, or at least following a draft of data action. You have a now, great, you plan it. Yeah, so great. Well, we need to check the association that you're not purchasing. Find out the document by and what the purpose is. I've had several clients that have well, oftentimes they just don't like our turkey bread with or they have that education know that. Again, we want to go on or having the client fall in love with the property sale. Okay, so we find the property life, we check those things out, we're gonna make it. Okay. We can counter back and when we make the initial offer, we counter back and forth with each other, and many times we either come to an agreement forward or decide we're not going to come to an agreement and move on to the property. Now, in the market that we're in right now, if it's a home that's priced well and is nice, it's likely it's going to have some party that's first. So we will likely lose the opportunity to counter that fourth, because it's called highest and best, and ask for your best offer right up. But we have strategies for winning in that scenario. But know that you might have to come right out of the gate with your very best offer in order to secure a home. And in this market, the deal is not negotiating the price, you're getting. So a bit of a mind shift as a buyer that you have to think about is that really you're hiring me to help you secure the property. Because I have the strategies and tools that have helped you with multiple clients. At that time, we're going to put down earnest money. Typically, that's about 1% of whatever the profit is. So, if it's a $300,000 house, you can plan on about $3,000. That's like a security deposit. It only gets delivered if your offer is accepted. Whether it's 48 hours of that acceptance. It's refundable during the home. So, if you have the home inspection and you decide you don't want to move forward with the purchase, you can cancel it and send it back. If we're a week before closing and you choose your money, just get cold feet, the sellers are likely to keep that earnings on the market. That will probably be the least of your worries at that point. Closing, but just know at that point it was not. If we get to closing, everything goes smoothly, that goes towards your down payment, but doesn't actually go to the seller unless you report after that. Don't get too if there's any repairs, we're going to negotiate that. Typically during the inspection period, which I'll talk about in the last day, put on their listing something where they're willing to negotiate. So, like the carpet, based on the front end that we would think. Talk about appliances and furniture. If there's any extras, like an above ground pool, swing set, those types of things, we're going to talk through product. We'll locate that accordingly. Then closing date, we're going to take somewhere between 30 and 45 days typically as the close date. Now, if you get further out, we need to quicker. We need to talk through what scenario is and how fair, but most sellers are expecting closing. Is your offer contingent? Like we maybe contingent on a home inspection? If you have a home to sell and this market is your advantage to the home on the market, you get it sold prior to going out. As you're going to be up with other buyers who don't have a home sell and it's very hard to secure a property have offered project. Okay, so once we get through all the negotiating, your offer will be accepted or declined. We'll go through the client first. Quicker. No big deal. Sometimes people get their feelings hurt, feel really bad if an offer is accepted. If we're the only party to the negotiations and you really do like it, we can pay off for a higher price. We wait a week and then circle back and see if they would take up that time. Or we just continue searching to find you. I've never been at a closing table. I wish I would have got that property. Most of the time, they think, oh, that happened for a reason and love your property. Okay. If your offer is accepted, then that kind of kicks off the timeline for a few other things. We're going to get that earnest money delivered in 48 hours. We're going to schedule the inspection. Typically, we have 10 days completed and any items negotiated with the seller. Quick note about it. Okay. The inspector's coming through and going to point out everything possible that they can. That's their job. You're looking for health and safety things that could be of concern. And liken it to buying a used car. If you buy a used car and it has 100,000 miles on it, they likely are not going to replace it. And it's still working. Right? You buy a home with a 20-year-old person. It's working. The sellers are likely not going to. They might offer you a warranty, just like a dealership might offer you an extended warranty in case something goes wrong with the fund. But they're likely not going to be replacing major mechanical systems. Now, if that furnace is leaking carbon monoxide, we got a different issue. Okay? So you're going to have the inspection. You're going to here with the inspector, and then I will get a copy of the report and we'll set up a time to go through that inspection and discuss the issues that you have and any questions. We deal with a lot of first-time buyers, so I like to set the stage from the get-go. We're not sending them unless it's one stuff. But that is one of my biggest as reason is like, oh, there is a screen that it's in the basement, it just want you. No, I'm like, really? That's what you're gonna spend is your inspection to ask this for? No, we want health and safety things. And quite frankly, in multiple applications, I tell I'm submitting an offer for a portfolio region, hey, we will quick about getting inspection schedule, and we already coach our clients to just look for safety health issues. So pretty much telling them I'm not going to do that. But they've already had it. So ultimately they get tied of course, but I try to help them be realistic before we or if dad is true. No, we're not doing that. Dad is nothing. Your daughter by herself, but you never have that?
Oh, yeah.
We just recently had a dad help our client. Like, I think that they should put in a just install one. There isn't one here. Yeah, the dad just starts laughing. Thank God. Like, they're never gonna agree to that. Why would they do that? That's like, oh, you're asking. So that was the first time. So we'll move into the closing phase once we're through inspection. Then we'll go to appraisal. So once we're through inspection, we'll let your vendor know they can order the appraisal. That's when a third party is coming out to make sure you pay fair market. Now, in the market that we're in, offers sometimes go above. So every once in a while we do run into. If that happens, just so we have experience, we will walk you through the process. We write it in a state clause that says that it has to appraise at the contract sale price. Either cancel or we don't contract. We find ourselves in showing them, hey, I'm going to write in this for conventional numbers, but showing them, hey, I've got your best, I've got your back. Okay, so get through appraisal and then closing. This is when financing successfully goes through, seller gets paid, and it's clear. Typically, your mortgage payment can start about 30 days later. We always write our purchase agreement that you can assess the property and you don't have a property to sell. You're willing to give sellers 24 hours. That's a strategy we can do. So, although it says you can get it right away, sometimes different is that. Quick note about moving it. It's preventing right now. Probably have to sterilize your place. Your idea of cleaning, someone else's idea. That's it. We're going to do a final walk through the process. The seller's, but their idea of cleaning might be different. So we're never going to let you move into a trash property, but we do want you to expect to spend at least a half day or a full day cleaning it 20 years ago. And I'm not meaning, that you're going to have to clean all the vents if you don't want to, but I'm talking about a time. But this is on here because you had issues with people. The fact that the family of 5 with 2 dogs, 3 kids got out on time, and then there's dog hair somewhere. That was the call I got. Like, okay, I'm not doing this job with your That's different. So, put that on. Current market conditions, you've heard me talk a little bit about. It is a tight market right now. We have a left rate, which means that there's more buyers out looking for homes than price. So, price right, likely not writing an offer, and we may have to write a few offers for property. We're seeing less distressed property, obviously. But so short sales and foreclosures, we're just not seeing it. Not as good. So if you run across one, have experience doing both of those things, we're happy to walk through it. Just send them our way. One, make sure that financing can work on them if you're going to be a finance buyer, and 2, that they're still okay. And then more responsible lending, so you're going to be asking for lots and lots of into normal, and we have historically low interest rates. So while there is a lack of interest rate, it's still a great time to be buyer because the 14 rates are so low that it's your best purchase now versus waiting a year, which I just had clients do, and it's our whole. So, any questions? The next two slides show you what your purchasing power is when interest rates. Different. Quick note about our team. Is anyone on here working on it? Okay. So I always say my husband and I put the team together. We have another agent. Typically you're going to be working with me. However, our goal is to get you 24 hours. That means you basically use other people out. Kelly is our full-time. So she is in the office Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 3:30. If you have a question, if I'm in a meeting like this, I want you to. Okay, she's available to answer your questions and get back to you at a time to find them up. Okay. She will also check in with you every week once you have a full contract, letting you know where everything is at. You're every Friday. She will also anything that we go over. So I introduce her on the front end so that they're not. Most of the time, they're going to, okay, one of the questions that we get is how to cover. And the good news for you is we're compensated by the seller. It's not a cost for us. Here's the future. Okay. The first thing that we're going to go over is existing. This is just a disclosure. This talks about the different relationships you can have. So the first one is that talks about if I'm selling a property, you're selling. Second one is that I can represent you. What we're going to do here will be your buyer's agent. Okay. Dual agency would exist if I sell you a home that's listed by someone else in my brokerage or sell for someone else. 200 plus transactions, I've had that happen twice. This doesn't happen as frequently as you think. That being said, when it does happen, we have to disclose that to you and you can decide. And then the last way an agent can work for you is a facilitator, so if you're buying like your brother's house and starting that term, you just paperwork and real estate. The next section talks about what I owe you. So I owe you loyalty. I like to take my time. Loyalty, obedience, disclosure, confidentiality, care, and accounting. And comments with us, we all that and more. And then I circle all this. Okay, I have to also make you aware of this website that you can go to. Legally, I cannot steer you towards Kansas or look up this. So I have to take care of it. And I have to try to use this on the first page that I did. And then you can go and put in an address. So just look at the properties. So then I have them. Any questions? So great. Here, say we went on the consultation we can have with an agent. We can digital on the bottom here, saying that there's that free website. You can go to the next one is the buyer representative contract that allows us to get to work for you. Okay, we've got our brokerage. Now, I typically have this already all filled out. So I'm going to have the buyer's names already written in, the brokerage name. We sign everyone to the 1-year contract. Do whatever you want to do. This is what we did when we started because those REOs. I called 3 months, 6 months, and whatever your broker. So it's got your names here, our brokerage listed here, and everyone who will get back with 4 settings. So if you're everyone happy, your verbiage might be different. I don't. Okay. The next section breaks down our compensation. And we do not charge a retainer fee, so you go there. Church, we are compensated per MLS or by the broker. Now, you might put a percent, we're compensated 2.7%, so if there's something that's offered less than that, or probably 3% contract for something less than that. Okay. Yeah. then I do a one point right? That contract, right? Which they would sign before I do the showing. But my clients right now, that's what I call credit. Hire brokers. Shall we? So I would say, well, we got a couple different scenarios. One, you can go through it on your own. The other option would be that you would pay me to represent them. I would like. So, but if you have the percentage in there, then they owe you that. Claim that. You find that difficult. With somebody just putting money into the other.
Go after the buyer, the wrong person.
Yeah, you can't.
Right, right, because that happened to an agent here. Yeah, so if you don't have a number in your target, yeah, it's like a zero. So I would agree.
Yeah, right. And you're a broker, probably. Right. Yeah. I just confirm. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And then we put the 0 on the 29, right? Okay. We also do this very much in hires because I just don't believe it. And we've gotten, I've had 2 times people have asked to get out of contract. One, I'll tell you what they were. One was a dad who found out parents were divorced. Mom represented us. Dad finds out that the daughters are buying a house. He says, I will do your down payment, so you have to be right.
I just told this story.
Did you?
A couple of times.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to force we're young. Their dad is very, so that they asked to come in with us. Really thinking, you know what? We're going to cancel off. Hopefully you have a good experience. Oh yeah. I also just had one this year, and guys, signed by our representative on handful properties, finds out his grandma's house. He wants to buy his house. His distant cousin. He calls me, he's like, Carly, I am so sorry. So many people compensate you, yours not me. But like, I do want to prove the moment. I mean, it's very awkward. You know what? To me, I would rather have your referral business, but you know, so I said, you know what, Chris? No big deal. I will take my calculation for the contract. I just hope that we've done a good enough job for you that you have enough. Oh yeah. So those are the 2 times that I've heard people, and I tell them I'll cancel. So I just answer that. Hope they can come in late.
However,
One question. You'll never.
what would if you're working with fire?
Where I asked them. Frustrated that I already went over all this.
Well, no, but the takeaway is the same trend. You can't put them all, right? And if you try to, or you try to force somebody to give it forever versus, and you understand where we can help you. Definitely. That's what happened.
Okay.
So I'm going to be very nice about it.
What was your name? I can't even know.
My name is Aaron Fuller.
So I recently had a passport. Carly, my wife, my friend, we had their house on the market. It had 3 offers. And their contract is up, and they don't want to work with real estate. Okay. So well, here's the deal, Devin. You talk to them, and they are willing to let me call them. I would love to set up just a chat with no pressure. And if they ultimately decide they're not going to work with real estate, you have a question. I will, let me know. So he called me back, like, hey, we met with them, they're definitely not in the realtor, we've already confirmed, they have an attorney, they're just, okay, great, if you've got questions or you want me to look at the contract, please let me know. He's like, absolutely. They're like, into the inspection, and, oh, like, Carly, we have a disagreement about how this inspection.
Everything we learned.
Then send me the contract. Send me the contract. Inspection period passed days. They're still. I'm thinking to myself, you are lucky. So they come to terms and they figure something out. He's like, yeah, we're good. So then.
Well, mind you, that was like one civil owners, they were extremely, anyway, like for days before.
The night before closing, oh, I'm wondering, it's like five. Hi, Devin. Like, oh, lesson number one I learned in this thing is that I will hire you next. Like, excellent. What's going on? Said,
But that comment right there is why we still be helping, even though we're not going to be fair in this transaction. But guess what? All they're going to remember is they're with it. When it comes time to do a transaction, they will use us.
and the other thing is he's a practical worker. He's large enough. So I want that to be good conversation. They said, well, the sellers are saying that prepays are not part of closing costs. So they're arguing with our lender about whether or not we have to pay for it.
By maximizing.
Yeah, so they did negotiate. But they were now arguing that certain things were not actually. So we went back and forth. Ultimately, they got it figured out. But this is what I did. Yeah. But what I did 2 days later is I emailed them and said, hey, Devin, would you do me? We often run across people, right? They often have experiences like you guys. Would you mind going out to my writing a review? There's an option where you can say, but you can talk to them, those other people where about your experience, how you would hire them. Absolutely, that they both review.
She timed the couple. Both.
No.
For my purposes, it's the only time, and for sale by owner.
I know. But then also,
She went up, already went up there.
You watch it. You watch it.
it's a good reminder though too about door reviews. Ask both people. Get a review for both. They both have different opinions, so ask them both. But yeah, so it is the only decision. Bang, right?
Said,
Yeah.
can you tell that I keep your
Comic relief.
Thank you, sir. Good job, Eric.
So, question about any of that? First day. Second day. So then I go over. Cool. We'll be helping you purchase a residential personal property. So I have that check. Now, there's an agent in our office who checks all of these boxes. He says maybe we'll be out if he works more in a rural area, and they maybe want to purchase land. So he checks several boxes. I only check them. Or you can check it. Yeah. Closing services, they typically, most people don't know what title company that they want to don't or have in touch with one, they have one in mind, six. Most people don't, no. Although, I don't want to this year I've had several, like, yeah, actually I do know. And we don't hold them that. I get them. Okay. Additional costs, she talks about that depending on what's negotiated, you may be required to pay for additional, like your closing costs. So the seller may pay for it, or you may pay for it depending on. Are you a U.S. citizen? Perfect. If not, there's tax. Purchasing. You do have the right to have a private inspection on the property. Yeah. This talks about dual agency, like we talked about. By signing here, it says that you want me to make you aware our original priority. Not that you're doing the purchase. Then we notified it where it would be regulated, decide whether or not to move forward with that. Have it signed a document with anyone else and you are aware of the paperwork. We do have the ability to do electronic. So in this market where it's moving quickly, we may have to do something where you're at work, he's here in person, or vice versa. I can send stuff to you electronically. Or if it takes us a couple of times of writing offers, I'm not expecting to right. Some people do everything. So you're original. This is the last page where you'll sign a date. Any questions? We have an additional disclosure because brokerage disclosure. Yeah, so I have them sign this during the buyer. This talks about a warranty, home inspection. The big thing here is multiple offers. So as a buyer, you need to know that a seller does not have to offer. They don't always do. They don't spread on the price, but they're not required. But additionally, here you're saying that I made a comparison. That's nice to let them know. No, we don't have that. This is a KW.
We have a different version, right, Jim? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Those are our initials.
Okay. So I'll skip over this. And then we have enough to leave the business disclosure clause. I know this other thing.
So by the time you get to that point, you don't really have to close them. They're just done right up.
And it's sometimes they say like, we'd like to talk. Great, I'll step over.
That's a good one.
I'm not gonna let them walk out. But they're really undecided. But I'm not gonna show you.
I like that. Okay, I'll step out of the room.
I'll give you a couple. And then if you've got questions, I can answer right here. Yeah. Yep. Unless the one scenario I have is like location and one is you're to find the house that you're going to find the electron. But in that scenario, I met with her and he was one of the and then I know it's and bring it on it. Like you've got all the documents. Then, once they sign everything, right? I have a client to get out of their website. They were never given a copy. Well, I supposedly signed something. They never gave me a copy or explained what it was, and I had no idea. Well, sir, actually, this is custom. We met, we talked through it, and I got you a copy of what you said. And now it's 2 weeks later, so if you had questions. So,
And you're a grown up signing a document.
yeah, well, that's the other thing I brought along is one of the teams in our office brought this up 2 weeks ago as offers. Not saying we should do this, but I thought we did an offer for a buyer. Are you guys involved in yeah. So we're writing the cleanest, strongest offer from the get-go. I write, hi, Megan. Cash offer remain free. The lower the offer in that email, I'm like, offer price for this person. Giving them an overview of all the stuff we want. If you're an agent, we've got 5 offers coming. That's super. Then I have a paragraph that says we are do this full time, and our goal is always to move quick closing without any issues. We always coach our clients to look at safety and structural issues and inspection. While it is not an inspection, possible. This is our full-time gig. I don't sure that's what Greg does. our spirit. One other team in our office was this. I'll read this. Because we at HHG, which is their team, understand the sales process for older home stuff. We understand our buyer is not buying a new home. Had a conversation with our buyer on what older home stuff works like on the territory that includes it, not ungrounded out with the 3 floors, galvanized plumbing, grading, or foundation, metal, HVAC system, or window fencing. We want our clients to understand that the intent of the home inspection is to identify issues that are unforeseen, which would have caused them to write a poor offer, or would have caused them to not write an offer at all. Our clients are only concerned about safety issues, health concerns, and structural issues, and they're not looking to it to a lot of that any old home would have. We know that our team will do our best in the inspection process to address the tree and open for everyone, and then they have their buyers signed and they submit the proof they're off. So we do something similar. We just think sometimes the inspection is and I never wanted a conflict. But I just the liability there is good. So I want to let them know but we're going to be reasonable. Other questions about higher control? Yeah.
I had to step out of time. I wonder if some might have covered this, but what is your favorite way to approach a buyer? Like you mentioned at the very beginning, somebody that might not respect your time or like how you're willing to meet about that. So let's say it's an online lead. Say it's a really crass online lead that only wants to work with you over Facebook Messenger. Okay, think they're not a real buyer. That's not fun. Okay, but maybe you get in touch with them, you start talking to them, and they still are being super frustrating and annoying or whatever, and they, you know what I mean? How do you convert maybe somebody who is probably about 90% of the way there, but just doesn't understand that they're working with a professional, even though I'm however many years old and a woman, I, like you said, know what I'm doing. I wouldn't want. How do you, if you're on the phone with them, sure, how do you phrase that? Like, maybe I'm not the best fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, it sounds like your goals and my goals maybe are different. I would love to set up a time to be face to face. I'm not interested in that. Say, like, okay, that's, you know, how our team works. Or if
Really, you won't show me one house.
Unfortunately, no, I won't. I have standards to my business and the way that I do this. That means that I want to talk through the process. That you know what you're doing and what I'm doing. So, you know, if you're willing to come in and be great, and if not, then, you know, maybe we're
And that's generally how I've been handling that, but it's,
I think about all the time I'm spending that time, you know, you probably did too much, right? And those people are,
they are.
They're calling a lot of people.
yes, and then we get, and they're never going to be happy, right? And I want happy buyers who do good reviews. I mean, they're friends with him, but he's good them or she is doing challenge. As hard as it is, especially in the beginning, you gotta have standards, right? Right. So, and it's hard to say sorry next, but really, well, but that's what you gotta do. And it sucks. Like I've had women that I've heard that. And I get a call from the buyer rep, builder rep, and I think really this person out here, which that builder rep has a client from life for me. It happened. I'll be fine. Oh, my wife found somebody. And I wouldn't show you property and stuff. I didn't set the expectations. So now there goes this $6,000 sale. I'll do it my own fault because I did the one job. I'm mad. What's my fault? I don't want to be mad at them. So that's how I would do it. And I think you could talk about yours. Last year, I helped clients negotiate top dollar, know your numbers too.
So another reason why I'm asking this is because primarily when I was searching things, you know,
Yep.
I think I maybe did one buyer consult, and I sold 30 houses, like just kept going because I would meet them they'd be first time buyers, get this shit done, keep going. But what I've learned is a lot of what you're saying. And then also,
You can still show us back then.
no, I know, right. But so a lot of them, they call and be like, I want to see this less than an hour. Well, your lack of planning is causing emergency on my end, A. B, sellers expect 24 hours notice in most cases, or you at least say that preface. But like, I like how you're phrasing this.
I think you can also say, yeah, I'd be happy to bring along some documents and like about how I approach the buying process, and a lot of times it's super helpful. So I'll meet you at this property, or I'll meet you at the office 30 minutes before we go to the first property, because I'd like to go through this stuff downtown. Yeah, especially as a,
Well, right, and I've had to do that so many
I'm a
times.
security cat for the
Yeah.
safety stuff.
You know, like meeting strangers you don't know in vacant homes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'd like bring a realtor with you, right? You're in the office, I'd take Kelly. I've just met someone and I'm not quite sure about them. The husband. I never want my mom to do that. I just want that.
On that note.
Any other questions? Otherwise, I'll let Kelly have them. All right. Reach out if you have any questions. If you want to do a quick bathroom break while she gets her calendar set up.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
We'll remember.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. But this,
I am. I joined
thank you.
yeah, so I started PW. No one bring they wouldn't bring PW down there yet. I tried to get the sponsor. They're like, so I joined the super local brokerage there now. But then moved here. We go and look everywhere.
This May, well, actually, this month is coming.
Congrats!
So like I started my license in May next month. I'm sorry. I was supervisor now.
Ooh. No, my mom is assistant supervisor at the Consultations lab, and she worked at the years. And department, chances I might have been there, or
It was
are
it's
you
different.
happy to be field
Yeah,
now?
I think I have a lot more time with them because when I was there, I was people called me sick. You were there, but open to post something. I think that's the point where they got too much. Where I was missing.
Missing them grow up.
Yeah.
When you really wanted to put more time.
Exactly.
All the time. Makes. You have kids, so you have houses. What?
I do. I wasn't born here, but I grew up here.
Good. What high school?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I am from here. I grew up in Jam District. My mom went to Jam, actually. She was born in 50. And then I graduated in 17. I wasn't one of Jackson's kids. Like I have to practice that so people know that it's a wonderful community, but.
Hey, are you? Hey, guys.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Where's the kid?
There's Jim.
Good, are you? Good. It's you,
Hi, Sarah.
You go use them.
Jim, you don't have any houses for rent. I need to rent them for myself. Okay.
See a house for sale?
Yeah, we're selling it in a few weeks. I need them.
Those of you who don't know, I'm Kelly Carr. I work for our team, we're in operations. I work with our pending transactions and also marketing and office work. So today we're going to do plans and we're going to try something. Sometimes when I do this, the thing I'm going to teach you doesn't work that day. Very much still a work in progress. So I just heard from one of our marketing people that they're going to try and have it like the thinking break during April, right? So that when they roll it out again in May, won't be quite as many updates, but it's more usable right away when it's big. So I don't know, are you guys like looking at it often? Have you looked at it? So where are you at? Looking at it more, okay. Yeah. Anybody like using it? Like they're putting information into it?
Can you explain how to get to it again?
Yeah.
No, like I'm
Just agent stuff, stuff.
I have it all saved on my desktop.
Yeah. So, my always like the caveat is if you are coming to class to learn about plan and you want to use it for your business tomorrow, that's not it's not ready. It's not there yet. There are things about it that are ready that are working, and to see the progress that they're making is really cool. But in terms of like, are you going to run your business this quarter on command? You can't, you might. So you can, I know there's lots of Facebook groups where you have like a fan challenge every day or something like that, just so that you start to understand the features. And I think that's a really good idea. For me and my role, like I take a couple hours every week to just try and what's working, what we can do, and be familiar with it. Because at some point, it is going to change the way that we do all of our tracking. And so when we get there, I want to know how to use it. So, has anyone put in contacts yet? Okay, so you can do them manually one by one, or you can update or in the spreadsheet. And I always say when you're going to do like the math import of a spreadsheet, you take like this. So if your database right now is in a database and you can export it, then it's already synced, right? It doesn't have spaces, all of the phone numbers are formatted the same, the address is typed out the same, where the street is here and the city is here, and that sort of thing. If you already have it here on like it, and then you can just manipulate that data a little bit into the template that command has for us. You upload it, and that'll work. If you're using a manual spreadsheet and that you've created or you've taken, all of your past clients and put there, and then you can Facebook and then you can your phone, you really need to think like that because it's a computer that's trying to understand that data. So, are all your telephone numbers formatted? Are all of your addresses for your street the same way? Things have faces after it. are your streets, or, you know, the abbreviation for streets, avenue, those uniforms. Because, you know, it's not a person who is able to just read that up and flip it. So, especially in the beginning, I felt like everyone who I talked to about command was so frustrated with the CSV, the information in contact. I think some of that was because of those things. You're piecemealing a spreadsheet together, and you're not taking the time to format those pieces so that it makes the system, then it's not going to work. So, the way that you add contact, you can do the add contact one by one. You sure can do that. I know in HR office, she's doing 20 contacts a day. That's the person who does every day. She goes in and contacts, all in, and gets going. The other option is to do the import. And then when you click on that button, Lightbox comes up. And that's where you get to download the template. CSV is just like Excel, except for that's just one sheet. Spreadsheet, and then you can plug in your information. Okay. So if you already have CRM, that's where you would copy and paste from, you know, that export to the template, or, you know, you can spend some time with. So once they're in here, you can tag them, and then they're in here. Oh, here's the Lightbox, the scan for the CSV, where you can download it. Looks like this. Copy and paste. All right, the next thing we're going to do is a neighborhood snapshot. Anybody been doing this? Ready? Try it? Yeah. So if you have a seller, this happens to our sellers, you can add the neighborhood and you know, take it, and then the neighborhood information next door. Anybody on that app, the probably has a partnership, and so it hones into that neighborhood. Sometimes they're really small, and sometimes they're larger. So it might not. So you might want to select more than one neighborhood for the address that you're highlighting or wanting to get for. Once you do that, it will add the neighborhood to the client profile, and then you can get the neighborhood. So for this one, I only one neighborhood. If you select more than one, you can choose the list. And then it gives statistics on what's going on in the market, as active. Exactly. Okay. How do you?
Would that like one?
Yeah.
How do you get to this part of?
So when you're in command, if you go into contacts, and then you go to your person. Yeah, so you have to put somebody in. Add and or if they're a buyer, this is where you could add the name and then there's a button.
Or if you've already got this, you can tell me.
Like if I want to email it,
Yeah, if you want to email it or
the
text it.
URL.
I would just specifically, if you're gonna try it out or do it, I would check the data. I'm just always nervous with sending data and don't have it checked. And last time I checked the data for this person, yeah. So they're still working on it. Those things in terms of how many homes were for sale in their neighborhood. extra thing. Last time I talked to another marketing person, they couldn't. So, I would feel a lot more confident, like either if I took myself or, which I submitted to class, illustration. Absolutely.
Anybody?
Sure, yeah. Sometimes it does that. You might find a certain city that's very special, smaller, or has a just hold. I'm kind of okay with that. It's good, but other areas will get. I'll show you that. I'll show you. I'll go. Yeah.
Do you have a question?
What is the difference between like stages of captured, connected, and qualified
For your
for a contact? When you're adding them, it asks you a whole bunch of info about the person, but then it says the stage. And I understand like we started talking with them. Are they under listing contract, and then are they under contract for the sale?
Sorry.
So
No,
I think an easy answer to your question is whatever you
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think ours are all connected.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
I think they're all of ours are connected or something like that. When you get to opportunities later, that's at least where I've been tracking where they actually are in their training. Okay. So right now I'm tagging people who are past clients, but everybody's going in state status. That.
Kelly, can I-
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Nope,
I want to
I'm at it.
show everybody something new. I didn't have time to go over it this morning for your specific for I want to show you this. Brand's making it very, very cool.
Can we do press choice?
No. Okay. That's off Brand's making. So I'm going to take you to the dashboard. So everybody knows this. Click on listing.
If your listings don't come up,
And that's your fault. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, bullshit, that's already happened.
We're going to get to that, but I'm just saying. For those of you that have been with this provider, familiar with KWLS, the Charlie Williams, this is a 2.0 version. We're going to go into it. Now available. Look into it. Probably. This is huge because it's our company basically amassing a national plus. We do a lot of it. Get search for home anywhere in the offices across the country, all signed together. MLS stitched them all together so that we have the ability to provide this to our clients. Client of yours flies out of Rochester and they land in Sacramento and they pull up the app. Granted, it was homes for sale in Sacramento, so you go on without a huge deal. And before we did it with it, but now do it across online. Go in here and play around with it. It's gonna have, so my listings are showing up in the morning. If you're listening, showing up, you got to figure out from our standpoint when the system is going to be
The brand.
And then would any pending ones show up or?
So right now, so for our team specifically, which is so take a look. It's showing our actives. It's showing our pending. Okay. But you still log in KWS. You haven't done it. So the old KWS system, you're still using that through KW.com. You go in, you add your additional picture, all that fun stuff, and that system is now starting to feed this new version. Okay. And then it says search by property address. I won't go into too much detail, but what I want you guys to know is now have the availability to go into that and start playing, start familiarizing yourself with it. And it looks like we have some more.
No, but I'm looking at it right now. About,
Right.
I don't usually update KWLS and I just always have it from them.
legally.
Yeah, this is already, I've already got. So, it's showing me. So through that, I'm pulling up this. And it might get lost on folks, but for you to realize that you go any patient with without having to pay to also be a member of that association is huge. When your friend who lives in Cedar Rapids calls you and says, hey, I'm calling you because you're my friend, I know you're not going that I see well, to look at it, not a referral, they know exactly what. Otherwise, it's like, hey, I see this property online, you know, like where? I'm searching for less. Not in here. I just put it in. I believe so. Yep. But get in there and play around with you guys. This is game changer. No other company has built this up. This is Keller Williams going toe to toe with Philip. Right? I just wanted to show that.
Yeah.
So it's so new. I just want to try it. Yeah. Let's be up here. No. It's a great question. That's what makes it more powerful. Okay, great. It's just a list. That's cool. But that's all. So this is an association. All the lessons that with
Yeah.
all listing. Huge, huge. Like honestly, if you know how we have reciprocity in Rochester, well, we didn't have that. We need to go on both. Because so long as our office is co-located in the Twin Cities office, we can see both. For example, none of us belong to, except maybe Warren, belong to the Southwest Association. Right? Guess what? I can pop into the system and I can see everything that's listed in the Say again? But you can't list it unless you're a member of that association with it. But they'll be able to pull. But if you list it here, it'll still be pulled to the system. Off topic, but it's
That is a separate app.
it's just part of the KW Command dashboard. And then what's important is when the app update comes out, that's going to be powering our ability. Not just
Right.
what were you looking at?
I was looking at Keller Williams. Keller Williams.
On our website?
This new nearby. Williams.
How new was the listing? How new was the listing? How new was it? Just one. Yeah, so you should have. I have to take a look at it. So,
I just said the nearby setting.
Okay. All right, Kelly, sorry, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so this is new. Have buyer. You can select neighborhoods that they're interested in, and then get a snap of them, and you can send that out as a website or the website. So then they can scroll through, Morris Park, Field, with it. And if they like a listing, click on it. Then the new thing, you can just go see it. But you get a notification on your phone, on your Kelly app. Look at your name app.
Game changer. Guys, game changer. Nope. What else are you doing this? You can immediately, your people, your leads, the public can immediately request a showing. It comes to your phone. You can call it and go on a meeting. It's unreal.
What I love about this, at least for me, is it gives me glimpses of which that is going to be. Once there's a consumer app that we can give, and it's interfaced like a CRM, where it's a showing, it tracks your emails, it tracks your phone calls, it then builds the transaction into the pipeline and takes information that's put as for the transaction and green sheets for you, and then keeps them to your database as a client that then you communicate with. Like that, this makes me think like, yeah, they do know what they're doing. They do have the tools that will eventually make this all connect to a good system that is a true CRM. Because, you know, there's a million different CRMs that are sold to real estate agents right now, and not one of them can do all of them, right? Because they're not within our company. For Keller Williams to build their own and then to take it to this level where it's not just .loop, not just KWLS, it's not all these things that don't talk to each other. This is going to be one contact for the whole thing. And this, I feel like, is the first glimpse where I was like, okay, I'm buying it. I can see where it's going. That's really excited for the consumer. So, when smart plans become available, they're saying that we can schedule staff to go out to the different people. So I don't know if we schedule it, you know, daily like we do right now for our search emails, or that's like even if the buyer you're sending them daily. Maybe we can do that. I just don't know yet. We aren't there yet. But I would love to be able to set up clients this type of search that contains the agent on their phone versus they get a link to MLS and look at the homes and they write back to Carly and say, I like these ones, then she forwards this to me, then I go schedule them, then I write back and say, we're going to meet here, you know, to have it all just streamlined, that would be really cool. So, before you do any of the snaps, you need to ensure that your stuff is up so that it's great. You need to have a picture and a logo. Like, you don't have to have both. You don't have to have anything fancy, but you should have something. One tip right now, AEW has everything built for square. So like our headshots are rectangular. So if I just put it in there, it like stretches out and that makes it look crazy and the duck looks crazy. So just crop your photo first, be square and upload it. But I've also told them that like you should just have that built. Crop our photos through different software and then upload it. You should just be able to upload photos and tell them, you know, which parts are there. But it's not there yet. But I think if you guys all gave that feedback, okay, opportunities. Anybody played around with them? Yeah, a little bit. This as a transaction is really cool to me. So it's your pipeline, it's your flow. It takes them from lead to appointment to active under contract, and then it projects out your volume, your income, all those things, so that when you're sitting in, you know, a morning pipeline meeting or your coaching call or something, you can say, you know, what are you projecting for the next 3 months? I'm projecting. It's very cut and dry. As you move people through the stages, these numbers change the probable versus potential, and you control those. So like in our market, after they're through inspection, pretty likely that they're going to close. So I changed everything after the inspection, 90% likely to. Whereas when you first go to the their market, right? Like for us, after the inspection, really buyers not getting it unless huge disruption. Really bad. So yeah. I am finding that I'm not running our business because they're not picky always. But then if you go back to the contacts, then you can see that option there. Yeah, you don't always, and that's why I say like if you're gonna run Or if you're a person that's super frustrated, like, oh, I just put in the weekend, then I went back there and they were there. It was so they just say, wow. I think the worst thing that could happen is where I just frustrated and you know, that work. Um, the other thing that's really important to know, you have to have the person no place in the opportunity to create something. So if you go in, let's say, you know, for me, Carly and Zach met with somebody on a Saturday, they did a buyer consult, they were offer on a Saturday. I can't go into opportunity them as, oh, we got next. First, a contact, make that new person. And right now, I only have so I have to go back. So if you want to sort of skip opportunities, please. Okay, so I just thought it'd be better because it is such a hour. No, some of my guys. So let's say through a buyer pipeline right now of the people that I have in there, which I would guys accurate. I have somebody in appraisal, and I have a couple of people in the finance page, which is what I'm using as my after appraisal is done. That's like looking. I can probably just put it, but there. And then my clear close, we just got people are now clear close. So we open it up, change flow, right? Like the change clear close. Or like that only goes for the stages in the category. So we want to switch them. The opportunity from active and contract. So then you need to otherwise. So I think that comes from you guys do that that's just drag and drop. Yeah. Exactly. Steps, drag it through. Edit stages to bring down the probability of the so they out that's probably that's something. However you want to sort of customize your pipeline. so far, I've been super impressed. If you're on a team, the team is there. The team leader is not really yet. So I still find that a little bit confusing time. Yeah. Two different transactions. So I would love that if like our buyers on their KW, their transaction, and then I have a team with everybody and that sort of thing. But so far, but it's not. What else are people wondering about wanting to do in here that you don't have? But what else can I help with? The Canva sketch out. To be honest, I haven't looked at that. Those are all. So we have the market snap. What? Yeah. This is sketch house, which is supposed to be like your design library. So far, the only thing that is there that I can see is web-based. Web-based stuff. So like this is an email, the snapshot is a web page. And the other two are web. So I haven't seen print flyers yet.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
The templates will be entered for real. If you need help with templates,
Yeah, eventually, from what I understand, it's going to integrate with MailChimp, and then you use that same style of planning emails to communicate directly to the contacts that are already in there. But thus far, I haven't seen that should happen. MailChimp is free, that's nice. Whereas last I heard, the texting option did have a cost. So maybe they'll. That yeah. New that opportunity for smart plans. Smart plans, I think, what's it from? So this is the thing that will automate that you can contact our plan, right? And then email them, create different links for them, and then like out that I think with the
it was really informative. Thank you.
yeah. I don't want to be like the downer about it. It's so cool. I think everyone should be playing around with it. I just don't want people to be faking on like, hey, I'm going to hop in there and then I'm going to and send balls for flyers. It's not. It's not. Big stuff, but in terms of what the industry has for us, we found this in vision. Thank you. No problem. How when it's working about how we're utilizing it right now. I I do.
Nice to meet you. Let me know if you ever need anything or want to chat or
Yeah, we should do a happy hour.
whatever. I'm like, yeah, happy hour, real estate, not real estate.
If I know Ryan, he's always up for a happy hour, so we usually get like a.
Yes.
They would-
Debbie is due. She's having a baby in the next like week and a half.
Okay, so she'll probably want to have it after, get out of the house for a minute.
Yes, and then Debbie's husband's sister is Rachel Lee,
Yes.
who is yes, and I'm like, so if you know Ryan, and you know Rachel.
Yes.
And she is just a year or two. She's a year younger than me.
You're right.
I guess a couple months technically, because it's right below me, but she's I just love
Yeah, her and my sister were together.
Okay.
There.
her. Good. I'm excited.
We had and they, I want them to just full of stuff.
Oh my God.
Everybody's super nice, but
That is the thing. Is actually there want to help or like at least aren't in direct competition to like screw each other over, which is really nice. That and we can all be beneficial. On the mirror. That's, I mean, that is the name of the game. That's what ends up happening when you have the best resources and training. That will get there. I know it will. It's just all my shit is sinking on. But then multiple MLSs and whatever. And so, anyways, I mean, I think
that'd be wild.
I do. It'll all be fine.
Especially.
Well, my fiance and I, we're getting married in August. We may be snowbirding. We're moving down south for a few years to prolong surgery for him. I'm hoping to stay here for as long as possible. We just finished remodeling a house now. It's right now. Bought it for my grandma. Vacant for 25 years. Everything. It's like a brand new house inside of a 1960 ranch. It's super cute. We'll be selling that in May and then renting it for a while. So, if you know anyone in the 250 range, looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath, completely remodeled, brand new in the next month or so, just let me know. Because it's really nice. I'd love to have it be a KW with a double-sided, and then get. Well, let me know anytime. Seriously, it's been out.
Right. Mine are showing else's secrets that what somehow. Anybody on the new kid who doesn't want to do their stuff.
But a weird thing from it was right, the like
Fast.
actual number one version. So I wonder if that's starting to, but you know, below is writing. If we can't figure, yeah. Usually I don't mess with it, but if I'm not showing up right, or if it's out last, which I can't figure out. In the BWLS, when you want it, you change it. That is required. Well, no, yeah, now that's.
Oh, yeah.
Get my listings.
But same thing as Bruce, let me look at it.
I was,
No, that's okay. So it should, like, it's still, it's showing up on Zillow.
but they're my listings, yeah, and on the North Star, and
Yeah,
on everything.
but it's a KWS.
It's the KW program, you had to go into it for, if maybe it was Connect, not Command, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, she's had to go in and fix stuff and call people. And I had to call North Star and get them to deactivate my account from 3 years ago. It's all me. Thanks, Bruce.
You're sad. Yeah.
No, I'm doing everything right. Well, thank you for coming down and teaching this because I have not, I set my account up and everything, but then I was like, my listings aren't showing up and then what the fuck am I gonna do with it?
Yeah.
But I think it'll be great in a few months, yeah.
And, you know, they need people to test it and I'm getting on it and stuff.
Totally cool.
I think it's just, like, I teach a class in bird stuff. You know, I have.
Yeah. And so Corey is on your team now.
Yeah.
And he is actually my friend's husband.
Oh,
So
funny.
I've known Corey and Allie for 6 years.
Oh, funny. Yeah, but